Yes is, let's see, 1876. I was about to say it made a nice move up, but crude's trading right about $30 a barrel here. Looking for a long trade on the E-mini, long trade on crude. Listening to all the people talk about the technicals and how we're still in for some rough go here. Mm. Let's see if we get a pullback on crude. A pretty slow movement. Looking for that B candle on crude. 3 minutes for the pit to open. All right, one minute for the pit to open. Let's see if we get a pullback on crude. There's 1 minute left before the pit opens. All right, the pit just opened. Volume is really picking up. 1,000 contracts a minute about. Are we getting, support just changed. Now we have no long trade now on crude. All right, let's see if we get a B candle here on crude. There's not much to trade here. Really no great setups. All right, now we potentially do. Market is slightly overbought, but let's see if we get a pullback to the value area high on crude. Let's see if we can get that pullback on crude. Looking for that B on crude. Now watch crude for the potential continuation long. All right, there's no more long trade. We don't even have anything even close. Well, it's gone there. I was real close to taking this entry. Just a little too risky. You can see it's a 100% retracement from the move up, the move down, the continuation up. Simply, it's not a piercing candle and had a lot of inherent risk. But there was a trade there, just a very risky one. Turned into a really big trade, fairly big. Now the ES is heading up. We just don't want to get that trade. Let's see if the ES will pull back for us. We've got triple greens. We've got to pull back to support of the value area high. Looking for pullback on crude or the E-mini. Now we're stuck under that value area high for the E-mini. It's got to break it and retrace. And same thing with crude. Crude's E-mini's turning pretty good volume. You can see the trade here. The move up. Move back. And the continuation. But optimally, we want this to be a piercing candle. Come within 50% of the candle body of the previous candle. It didn't do it. There really wasn't enough buying conviction here to take a safe long. And got a big wick, and then it pushed right up. We're watching crude. Let's see if we can get this down close. Now watch for an up close on crude. We're going to buy an up close on crude. Entry's 84. All right, we just got triggered. I just ran this over this time. All right. All right, well, that one just took us out. We're going to buy an up close right here at 72 on crude. All right, we'll just run over twice. We're going to buy an up close. I know that was quick. Here's our first target out. Go, stop this out. There it goes. It's already up to 10. You could have used a lot more on that trade. The NYSE opened. Not much happened. All right, let's see if we get a pullback now on the E-mini. So looking for a pullback on the E-mini. Oh, we're not getting it. Now we need a pullback on the E-mini to the value area high and the modified 15. So we get a down close on the E-mini. So let's get another E-mini down close. I watched the E-mini to the upside. Let's watch the quant lines. See if they don't rotate for us. Let's see how the market opened. Market opened up. Dow up 142, S&P up 12, NASDAQ up 13. We'll see if any of this can hold. We're not in a great spot for a short yet on crude. There we go. Oh, just breaking support. Let's see if we get a pullback on crude. Right to the point of control. All right. We're going to sell it down close on the E-mini. We've got the point of control, which is a problem. But let's see if we can break it. All right, let's cancel it. Just bounced off the POC. Let's see if we get a pullback on crude. We're going to wait for the E-mini to break the point of control, retrace to it, rather than try to trade into it. We're looking for a pullback on crude and a continuation short. Well, there's the pullback. Let's see if we can get the C candle down. That's not happening. We don't have anything really great setting up on this chart right now. International markets fell. Chinese markets suffered their biggest loss. Let's watch the E-mini. European stocks were mixed. FTSE was down. The French CAC was up. Wasn't a great day overseas. Let's see if we can get a pullback on the E-mini. Or we're going to sell it down close on the E-mini. 1878.25 is the entry. We're filled. First target's out. Second target's out too, actually. Stop is to break even. Got to get it to run a little bit. There we go. Let's take it at 7,700 even if we're going to get it to go. Ah, damn, it took us back out. It came back. Just came back. I mean, I pulled the stop tight. There it goes. So we had a 2-tick wick on the pullback. That was an easy entry. Let's see if we get another pullback. Crude gave us a nice entry too on the other side. Just sorry we got taken out. Just nicked our entry. We've gotten a much bigger move. We caught the pullback off the point of control on the short. It didn't squeeze it for all it was worth. Let's see if we get a pullback on crude. We're still looking for a pullback on the E-mini. That was 13 ticks. Just didn't get enough of it. Watch crude. I'd like to get this up close. Now let's see if we can get it down close. All right, we're going to sell it down close on crude at 30.50, entries 30.56. We're filled. Yes, first target's out. Stop to break even. Second target, 45. Come on, give us that second target. Yes. We took it out at the perfect place, too. Watch crude. We're selling on a down close, entry 53. Now adjust for slippage. First target is 4 ticks. We're out. Stop to break even. See if we get it to go. All right, it took us right out. We got our first target even with slippage. We'll see if it goes further. It doesn't come right back on us. Yeah, we took a very propitious entry or exit. Now we're not going to take this continuation short. It's the fourth retracement in this trend. Here's 1, 2, 3, and that's 4. And that trend is long in the tooth. Let's see if we can get a pullback on crude all the way to the point of control. The E-mini's moving up nicely. Maybe we can get an algorithmic trade here. Now tomorrow we're going to start the crude algorithm. Been delayed a couple of days just perfecting it. We don't want to put it up with a glitch. But tomorrow it's going to start. Overall market. Now the Nasdaq's collapsed. It's now negative. S&P's up 10. Dow's up 172. Now let's see if we can get the E-mini on a down close. It's too far off support to take a continuation long. It's working, but we can still get a down close here. I have no trade anywhere. Quant lines are neutral. E-mini's awkward. Crude is really set up for a long at this point. All right, the E-mini is better. Now let's see if we get a pullback on the E-mini. Quant lines have come in. Here's where we need a pullback. We're filled on an electronic entry. First target's out, second target's hit, wait, filled. We're moving stop to break even. Let's take it at 25. Now keep going. Come on. Don't come back. God darn it. Well, we got an electronic entry, and it worked. Right here. Perfect trade. Triple quants, order flow and momentum, the whole shebang. We've had 3 electronic trades, 3 algorithmic trades, and 3 winners. Just cannot get a runner. I was too busy pasting the 6 ticks. This is a decent entry. We lost the quant, and that's why we didn't get another electronic trade. This one quant line cost us this electronic entry. I would have taken it, but I was too busy sitting there posting that +6. This is a really nice entry. Can't take your eyes off this market. If we get a pullback on crude, we could potentially take a long. We'll have to see. I mean, we need a pullback on the E-mini. And we're not going to get an electronic entry because of that value area high. Let's see if we pull back to the value area high. Now the NASDAQ's strengthening. It's up 11 now. Very, very choppy market. Well, that was a big entry I missed. Now the MA diff is 21 on the E-mini. No electronic on an overbought market. We have nothing on crude. We're not going to chase the E-mini up higher than this. We're 6 ticks off support, and we're overbought. All right, let's see if we can start getting the E-mini to consolidate, and we would consider taking a trade, but we need a down close on it. I just don't like a continuation in an overbought market, but it's going. Quant lines are brutal on the E-mini. They don't guarantee a trade in an overbought market, but they sure help. We're still looking for a pullback, and we need a pullback on the E-mini all the way to the point of control. I'm sorry, the value area high. We need a pullback on crude to the value area high. And we're not going to take that long trade on crude into that pivot. The pivot turned price once, and maybe it'll turn it again. Let's wait till we get really clear upside sailing. You can see how price rose, struck it, and we got a nice down candle. Now, every time you challenge a pivot, it weakens, but I don't want to be on the end of that candle. and find a better trade. I'd like to see crude get a downside close, retrace all the way back to the modified 15. We're getting a pullback on the E-mini. Let's see if we get a down close on the E-mini. We're overbought, but we may take a trade out of consolidation on the E-mini if we get a down close. This was a hurt. And that first line's an essential line. Just lost it on that one candle, or even my missing it would have been made up by the algorithm, by the algorithmic system. They're way overbought on the E-mini, and we're not chasing it up. I think even out of consolidation, it's rough right here. If the E-mini wants to chop higher, that it can. We're losing the quant lines on the E-mini. We're trading right into the value area high on crude. Just have to wait. This one is the pain in my side, but we've been nailing them all. It just came right back to give us a perfect re-entry. You see the E-mini is pushing higher. And so's crude. If crude pushes higher, so will the E-mini. Just can't chase it up in an overbought market. Look at this beautiful entry on crude right here. Problem was right into that value area high. Just went right through it, but just can't take that trade. E-mini setting up for a continued move to the upside. Just nothing that we can get on. 5 ticks off support, way overbought. We're going to have to sit and wait for a retracement on both markets. We need a pullback on crude to the value area high at the very least. Probably the same for the E-mini. I like the fact that we're getting a nice move up for our options portfolio. All right, I'm going to take just a really quick break. I'll be back in 60 seconds. Okay, we're back. Now we can't get into the E-mini. It's just a one-way ride here. Although the 50's coming up so hard that the MA diff is narrowing. Crude's still significantly overbought. That C candle was a decent signal, but just risky in an overbought market. And let's see if we get a pullback to support on the E-mini. I'll tell you, it's a very tempting entry, but we're 6 ticks off support, and we're just marginally overbought. Triple quants on the E-mini make it look really good, though. But let's wait for a better entry. Let's see if we get a down close. You see that first quant line just went red. It's threatening to go red. We are getting the retracement on crude. That's a key line. Let's see if we get a down close on the E-mini. Another down close on the E-mini. Let's see if we get some quant verification for continuation long here. So watch the E-mini on a buy and up close. And the lines can turn intra-candle, so let's watch them. Without the quants on a yellow 15, we've got nothing but chop. Now we do have almost a 100% retracement in a trend back to support, but I still want to get the quants to help us out. It's got a red one. And we've got one quant. Let's see if we get a pullback on the E-mini. MA diff is small. Crude is poorly set up for a trade unless we get a pullback on crude, which we always could. Now let's watch again an up close on the E-mini. What's the problem? Taking him without the quants. Wouldn't be stopped out. We just got the modified 15 to turn green. We've got a red key quant. Now we've got two. No long trade here. On crude, we've got no quant, no background bias. The E-mini's pushing higher. And there's that green quant. Let's see if we get a pullback here. If we do, we're going to take the E-mini long. We need a pullback very shortly on the E-mini right here. Just really no good signal yet to take it long. Oh, we need a retracement. We'll take the retracement right here. There's a very tiny pivot. We'll trade into that. We need a pullback. I'm not getting it. We have no pullback to a pivot on crude. Pivot's broken. And we don't use pivots as areas of support and resistance for a trade, just support and resistance not to take a trade. Other people do, but we don't. This is 6 ticks off support on the E-mini. We need another candle down on the ES. It looks like a good trade, but it's just too risky on the right edge to take this long trade. Let's see if we get a collapse on this candle and a down close. One more down candle on crude. Maybe we can take, we're not going to get a long trade, 7 ticks off support here. And the E-mini is struggling to move higher. We need a down close. Now we got it. Now watch the E-mini. We're going to buy an up close. 1892.75 is the entry on the E-mini. We're filled. Yes. Take it out of 94 even. Stop to break even. Go, go, go. Oh. All right, if we get a down close on crude, we're going to take it long. If we get a continuation long signal. All right, there it is. Watch crude. We're going to buy an up close on crude. Entries 35. Entries 33. Orders canceled. We've got nothing to trade right now. Now we've got the value area high right above us on crude, and the E-mini is sort of tangled up again. We're looking for a long trade, but we've got the modified 15 above us. And we have a red quant. Hard to take a trade. Very tough to take a crude short. Same thing with the E-mini. We're not going to short crude on this potential continuation short signal. That 50 is heading up real hard on crude. We're looking for a long trade, not a short trade on crude. Even though the modified 15 is heading down, we have no quant, no background bias. I mean, if crude falls, it falls, but this is not a setup on the right edge that we should take short. It may not even continue to the downside. It's kind of thinking about it. See, it never happened. Crude's just heading right back up. And if we tried to take that trade and got ticked in, we would have been run over real quick. I mean, that was a trade we weren't even considering. You can see what happened. We have no short trade on the E-mini. I know it looks like we may get a continuation short here, but the E-mini's got a ton of support. You can see that blue background bias. Really shouldn't take a short into that. It means you're above all support. Now, the support can break. Well, we don't want to win. We can't anticipate it will. And even with the quant lines and the fact that it looks like the E-mini is fading, and we may get quant verification, I think it's pretty tough to take a short here. And it's very tempting if the trade continues to the downside and the quants roll to the red, but we're going to stand aside on it because we're going to come up against big time support. That's breaking it. You'll notice though the candle had no wick. We have no entry. All right. If we recruit that first quant line, we're going to take a short. If we don't have that first quant line, we're not going to do it. We didn't get it. I mean, he's doing its best to roll over. See how crude is kind of trying to seduce you into taking a short? And if we took that short signal on the E-mini without that first quant, we would be stopped out right here. And I said, if we didn't get that additional quant, wouldn't take the signal, and we're going right back up. Any of these trades along this strongly rising 50 would have stopped us out. Crude's heading back up, and we want the E-mini to head back up. MA diff on crude's only 2. But we're on a yellow quant. We need to develop a trend. We have a better trade on the E-mini because the 15 and the 50 are green. We just need some quant help here. And I think we're good to go on a long on the E-mini. So let's find your mouse, put your cursor on that buy it up close, because that's our most likely next trade if we get one. I'll pull back to the value area high on crude. Doesn't help us on a yellow 15. We don't have the background to take and we're not going to get a chase dot. So we have no license to take a long here off that value area high. E-mini's trying to go up. Nice volume. Still 2,000 contracts a minute. We just don't have a signal. Let's see if we get let's see if we get a pullback here. Our time frames are good. The modified 15's yellow, but if we get a pullback and a continuation, we may have a long trade on the E-mini. Let's see if we can get a pullback. This market's so choppy. I think we can. Oh, geez. Well, there's no way to get that move. We can still, if the candle doesn't close, we can still get a, all right, now we need a pullback. Now we've got 2 quants. They came in late and they didn't help us here. All right, a nice move on the ES, but nothing that we can get. Now we have a green 15 on crude. We could take a trend trade if we can get a pullback. We're not going to trade up into that pivot. See how the pivot turned the E-mini? I have absolutely no support to take this trade long. It looks like a great, based on the quants, it looks like a good trade, but we just don't have any support. And that pivot's a nuisance. It's not breaking. See, it's turning the market again. Now let's see if we can get a down close on the E-mini for continuation long trade. Crude has a value area high right above it. This will be a great pullback on the E-mini if we can get it. All right, we have all neutral quants now anyway. Modified 15's broken down to yellow. Let's watch the E-mini anyway for a buy on an up close. On a continuation, now it's not happening. See that crude continuation long signal right here? Got completely run over. Now, if we had some quant verification on this short, we would take this trade short on the E-mini, but we're all neutral here. Modified 15 is yellow above the 50. It's not a great short trade. All the quants are yellow. The market's rolling. You can see the 50s change from green to red. I'm sorry, green to yellow. But not a high probability winner. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, you can see the slope of the modified 15 has turned red. We just don't have any quant verification. Let's see if we get a pullback on the E-mini back to the point of control and a short from there with a couple of quants in our favor. We have bang, 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 lots of trades. We just don't have anything here that's very good. We should get this pullback on the E-mini. Okay, there it is. Now let's watch this move to the downside on the ES. If there is one. Let's see the C candle on a yellow 50 and a red modified 15 that was above the 50 on neutral quants would have been a stop out. If you don't wait for the market to come to you, it's going to chop you up. We're just in chop on the E-mini, and the same thing on crude. Crude has been threatening to break the 50 for about 20 candles now. Now in about 5 minutes, I'm going to stop. I really hope to get one more good trade, but just nothing's developed. And we're starting to push into lunch, and I don't want to risk anything. We've reversed the room net equity, almost $900, about 850 bucks after taking those first two losers. And I'd rather trade a faster market. And this is a real treacherous market. I mean, we can read it though in the indicators. So we're standing aside, but it's just chopping. Volume on crude is light, and it's also light on the E-mini. I just thought we'd get the E-mini to roll over for us, but the higher time frames are all strongly to the upside, and you can see the background bias is blue on the E-mini. So you know you have a lot of support that you have to break. Now, we might anticipate that if we got all those quants to roll, but they're just not doing it. We've had triple yellows now for quite some time. We can't even get a color. All right, let's see if we get a short trade here on the E-mini. I just saw a little bit of red. And let's see if we can move out of chop. It's a tough short trade. But see, it's just chopping around. Now we're back to green. And now crude is heading back up again. And we need to get crude all the way above the value area high to take a trade and then retrace back. Modified 15 on crude is yellow. Just give it 2 more minutes. Let's see if the ES can start recruiting a quant line or two more. We've got one. And we want to take a long trade. It's on the right side. And the problem with crude is that we've got that pivot above there too, just being really, really difficult for us. All right, let's see if we get a pullback on the E-mini. This is the direction we want to go. We want to go long on the E-mini. We've got 2 quants. Let's see if we can get a pullback and take a long trade. Crude's got to break that pivot. If it does that, we've got some clear sailing on crude. It hasn't done it yet. There it goes. It just did it. It just popped through that pivot. I heard a balloon pop. Um, too far off support. We need a down candle on crude. We've got the down candle on the E-mini, but now we have no follow through. Now let's see if we get an up candle on crude. Watch crude on the up close. I held off on the multi-candle, waiting for this pullback right here. Well, if we get this B, on a continuation trade, we've got a long trade. Come on. Still looking for that B pullback on crude. We're going to buy an up close on crude. Entries 40. Entries 39. Orders canceled. Let's see if we get a pullback on the E-mini. If we don't get that pullback on the E-mini, we're going to stop. Here's where we need it. You see the blue is gone. All right. Watch the E-mini for a sell on a down close. Stay with the E-mini. Well, we just don't have anything now on the E-mini. Continuation short would not be a dark cloud cover. Be very risky short. No quant lines. No setup. See, all the support on the E-mini is holding. And that crude long entry, that's almost a kamikaze trade. Not a good trade. But if we get a pullback here, we have the potential for a long. So let's see if we get a pullback. This is our last shot. If we get a B pullback, maybe we get a continuation long on crude. Crude's got good volume. All of a sudden, you got 1,000 contracts a minute into crude. So you have this no follow through. You have no long trade now on crude. Let's see if we have a short trade on the E-mini. Just going back and forth. We'll give it one more shot here. All right, we'll give this candle 2 more minutes. It's got to close to the upside or the downside eventually. It's got 2 green quants. Let's see if it can close to the upside. Well, we just lost one. We still can get a beautiful pullback. We just need. You can see background bias is really, really against a short. But let's see what happens if we get a pullback to the point of control. And if we do get a continuation signal. All right, watch the E-mini. Watch the quant lines. All right, there's just no quant verification. I mean, if it goes down, it goes down. It's just too risky. We're in a strong uptrend on the E-mini. And there's one red quant. There's 2. There's 3. Kaboom. Now let's see if we get a pullback here. 1 and 2 are the ones I'm looking for right now. Come on. Push it up. One more. Come on. All right. Let's watch the sell on a down close on the E-mini. You got to watch that first quant line. We got it. The trade's in. We're going to sell on a down close. Entries 1888.00. Trade still active. 1888.25. Yes. Two targets out. Stop to break even. Let's take this one out quick because we're out at right there. We're done. There's plenty of time to get out of the trade. Plenty of time. I took it out fast, but it's not going up. It's not going up. You may even get an extra tick. You know, patience, patience, patience. All right, we're finished. Change in equity of over $1,000 from our initial. All right, let's go over the trades. Now, people always say, I have a lot of people who call me and ask me if I have a loss, a stop loss. And I don't, because I really have such tremendous faith in the system that I believe if we take a loss, we always have the opportunity to come back. Today, we're going to finish in the positive for the day, even after commissions. I don't think we have $200 worth of commissions. We're going to go over the trades. Now, market opened and just ran up. There's no way we can get any of that. And this is all horrific chop here. Nothing we can do. And then we got a great trade. We didn't milk this for all it was worth, but there was the move up, the continuation short, and the triple quants for 13 ticks. We have no trade here. No trade here. And this is a really nice trade. The move up, the retracement, plus 6 ticks. The triple quants are magic. Bam. This was the missed trade. We only had one missed trade today. It was right here. It was the retracement, order flow, momentum. There it was. Well, this was an electronic trade too. So we got a 6-tick electronic, and that's our third electronic entry and our third winner on the electronic system, on the algorithmic system. What cost the algorithmic system this trade was this one yellow quant, and that number one quant is a key quant. We need that for an algorithmic entry. And then it just kind of plopped along. Now this one was harrowing a bit, came back, and this was obviously a better entry, but ultimately it went up 1.5 points. And then we just had our trade here. Move down, the move up. Continuation down for 7, and the magic triple quant red. That's what does it. So we had a lot of trades, all winners on the E-mini. We blew the E-mini away today. The crude hurt us on the first two trades and set us back $860 change because we got slippage. Here was our first loser. I know I'm right here. I'll take out this plus 14 window here. Now this was a good trade. I mean, it was a nice structural setup. There's the move up. There's the move back to support. It's an 80% retracement. We had the quant, and it overran the trade, and we took a loser. And then we have the same thing here. Here's 100%. We had the move up. We had the move back. This one was a little bit of a weak trade because it was not a piercing candle. And this one should have probably stood aside on. And then and those were our two losses. Then this one was really the same trade. I took over again. And this one pushed up for 14 after giving us also some agita. But we'll take it as long as we get winners. And then we started banging crude. We had the move down, move up, retracement for 12. Move up, move down, retracement for 7. I think that's it. There just wasn't anything else to trade. This was a very, very tough entry. Multi-candle. It did have dual support, but I'm not going to take that risk in the afternoon. So we finished with 210 bucks. We're going to have money after commissions, I believe. How many trades did we take, Leo? We had 9 trades. We had 7 winners and 2 losers. So we had 2 losers, then we had 7 winners in a row. Our commissions are 144 bucks. So we pushed our net equity up today. We made about $65, and we started down over $800 and pushed our way into the positive after commissions. It took 7 winners in a row. It's very tough when you take 2 losers to come up with a positive day. And let me just really quickly look at any questions. No fill on electronic. Let me see that, LaBouffe. Thank you, Martin. Let me see that electronic entry. Where was that? On the ES. Just hang on 1 second. I'm going to take a look at that. Well, I mean, this one, we've got the ninja set as tough as possible. We just did. We really have it set major tough. And we had a couple of targets we hit that didn't get out until it either sat on them for a while or moved through. So don't know what to say. Except I'm proud of the system, and this is how you come back from a rugged start. Don't give up. Just stay focused. Take the trades. Stay with the system. And we avoided an enormous number of losers by staying conservative. We didn't bite on any of these short trades on crude. Any of these. We weren't enticed into trying to bang a short trade on crude. Every one of them would have stopped us out and just stayed with the system. So give us a call if you have any questions. And we'll just move ahead tomorrow. We finished with 7 winners in a row. And we got that last winner. It set up perfectly. It's what we were waiting for on the ES. And bam. Down it went for 7. Just had to wait for it to set up. And it did eventually. And it was a nice move. All right, everyone, have a great, great afternoon. Call us if there's anything. And I'll see everybody here tomorrow. Bye-bye.